Hello, I'm Neil underscore a dad that runs. This is my route to Bergen City Marathon 2026, episode 2. On these episodes or this series, I want to show you kind of everything, how it's going, the good, the bad, and the ugly, basically. And as you saw on the first episode, it wasn't a great start to the series in the sense of it was a sick week. We had a bit of fun in the midweek of this week, and that on the last video, showing the race with my friends, and that. But that was coming off of an illness as well. I can tell you, I'm really glad I had the rest day on Thursday, because I had like aches and pains kind of from a workout feeling that I haven't normally had for a long time. So I know that doing the sprint really kind of put some muscles that I had not used to for a long time into action. Obviously, it's all running related, but in a sprint, you're using like fast twitch fibers and things like that, where in the longer, slower dip runs, it's not, it's a different mechanical system as such. So, I was aching, but it felt in a good way. As I just lifted my legs, I could feel that my quads had a session. And so the first day was always a no-go run day anyway, it's a complete rest. Knowing I've been getting over the cold, I kind of hit into the Friday easy recovery run session. And I was hoping to see how that went, and I hope it would really go really well, which, to be honest, it did. I ended up doing 40 minutes. A lot of it now is kind of, especially on the treadmill, it's time orientated, not distance orientated. We have a goal in our head where we want to go to or whatever, but distance wise. But trying to keep the ego away, it's, if you do it by time and heart rate, obviously, your heart rate can fluctuate a little bit differently every day anyway. So it's putting your egos to the side. So I did the 40-minute treadmill run, and it was 5.5 kilometers and that. So 40 minutes, it's dead slow. 7 minutes and 13 kilometers. 7 minutes, 13 seconds per kilometer. So that is, it's horribly slow. For me, for me. And I can imagine there's a lot of runners out there that I know and that are completely better than me as well. And they are going, oh my God, you're doing 7 minute kilometers. They just can't think about that. It's so slow, and that, or feels so slow. But the average heart rate was 135, and that is what matters. It's the low heart rate, and to get the body used to keeping low and all that lot, then in the end, I should be going quicker at that same low heart rate over time. And I can see the progression, and it has happened before earlier in some of my other runs and that. But at the moment, when I'm coming off of sickness as well, it's so important not to stress the system. And he says, as he's done this crazy sprint session on the Wednesday. So that's basically it. Then Saturday, on the Friday evening, I could feel like my nose was, like my sinuses really was getting a bit bunged up still. So I kind of spent a lot of Saturday clearing them out, and it hurt. And it hurt. And I think maybe, I don't know, it's maybe because I was kind of clearing it out so much that, it just kind of got inflamed or something or whatever, and it was just causing more pain. But in the point, it felt like a sickness again. So I came home and I kind of typed into the chat GPT, and that was saying, like, what run are we looking at for the Sunday, and that, knowing it was going to be a long run, and to be honest, I wasn't feeling good. So I kind of like, I'll skip the Saturday, so we can progress onto a Pacific long run on the Sunday. And ChatGPT kind of agreed with me on that one as well. Always better to, keep your Pacific runs and all that lot, but I just started feeling iller and iller. And so by kind of 8 o'clock in the evening, I was like, this is not good. I'm off to bed. And so I took some paracetamol and then just basically tried to go to sleep. And which I think I did relatively quite well, and all that lot. I did set an alarm for like 9:30 for this morning, Sunday morning, and it was kind of like, yeah, obviously, you're looking at nearly 13 hours sleep or whatever, over 13 hours, and but the time wasn't necessarily important. It's just I like to have an alarm, so then I know that if my alarm's gone off, that's the time it is or whatever. But I put it specifically later than I don't need to get up on a Sunday as such. So, and I don't have a clock right next to me, so it's just easier to have that way set up. Plus, it's dark in here and that. So, yeah, but as you can see by I put them here. My body battery for the day. And that from yesterday, it was a busy day at work, and that. But you could see in the evening point where it's. I got home kind of 6 o'clock, and it's where I'm supposed to relax down and get into the blues and all of that lot. When you eat, normally it gives you a bit of a flare up on stress because your digestive system's pulling it away. But you can see that thick blanket of orange, and it goes into past midnight. Going up to 1 o'clock in the morning. And bearing in mind, I've been in bed for 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, and I should be relaxed, and my body should be calm and all that lot during that sleep. But no, my body's fighting something there, so you can see that on that, and that's what I do like about the Garmin, in that sense of, it shows you when your body's fighting something. If it's you don't have any reason to say you're stressed. With some of the peaks during the day is because there's a lot happening at work and all that, lots of your blood pressure goes up or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So to have this when you're sleeping, this thick orange, it's your body fighting something, and that breaking down some illness or whatever, as you recover. So I could really see that I wasn't well, and all that lot. And then woke up, Sunday, yeah, I'm okay. I'm talking well enough now. I still feel a bit blocked, but I don't want to over kind of blow out the nose, And I did kind of wake up thinking, do you know what? I don't want to risk a long run because I don't want to jeopardise next week and that. So this is what I mean in marathon training, and this is a good thing for the people that are doing first-time marathons or whatever. Yes, I missed yesterday's run. I've missed today's long run today. I did decide not to do it. I was thinking about doing something else. It's now coming up to 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't want to jeopardise next week. And I don't feel 100% right. So by doing it, I'm going to cause the body some stress, and then that has to fix itself again and all of that lot. So let's start on a nice blank week as we hit into week 5 of my marathon training plan next week. And this is to show the long or the first time runners for any marathon that's coming up, that yes, you've got a marathon training plan, but very rarely do they actually go fully to plan. There'll be injuries, there will be sicknesses and niggles and all this lot, so you have to make sure your body recovers from them. And that's what I want to do in these episodes. Show that I've missed a lot of running this week. Luckily, and I feel lucky that I managed to put up 18.6 kilometers this week. But that's not where I want to be. I should be 45, 50k, but I'm not going to push it if my body's not ready for that again. And so that is the whole thing with marathon training. It's the gradual process. It's the bit that just keeps knocking on to the next and the next and the next. So, losing out on this one Pacific run today and a easy run yesterday is not going to harm my marathon training. It won't harm your marathon training either. You just need to make sure your body is ready for the next run without kind of jeopardizing the next run. And so, yes, I know I had some fun on the Wednesday and that was planned, and maybe that's been a knock-on effect of this. but you should also keep running fun. And you know what I mean? I'm in this for the long game, hopefully. And now I want to do more marathons and get my marathon times down. As like I said, Bergen is not my A race. So, you know what I mean? This is a poor week, really, but that's marathon training. It's not all, you know, yip, 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 hooray. So, you know, basically it. Just kind of keeping the episodes short. I don't really have much more to add for this week. You know what I mean? Just like I say, I've done one run in this half week from, you know, on the Friday, basically, as I split up the week by 2 videos and that. So hopefully more news to come along, more runs to come along, and we'll keep it that way. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please click like, subscribe, comment in the comment block. You mean anything you guys do to interact or whatever and help with this channel it's great for me. It's great for my channel, and it doesn't cost anything to press a like. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram, Neil_a dad that runs. Obviously this week there's not been much very posted on there because of sickness, but thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.